Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Evolve with Emily show. I am your host, Emily Hayden, and you are listening to another Monday message. Every single Monday, I bring a message of the day to you guys. So here's today's message. You need to demote some people in your life. I know the holiday season can be a really difficult time for a lot of people. And I think it's because a lot of people get really hurt by unmet expectations in their family, in their significant other relationships, maybe even in business relationships. But here's the thing. You have to start to learn to recognize when somebody lacks the ability to show up for you and to love you the way that you need. Some of you are constantly hurt by these people because you expect them to care for you and to love you in the way that you need, and you're always let down when they don't. Maybe you've always wanted them to take responsibility or to apologize for something in the past or to even just acknowledge things from the past. Maybe you've wanted them to care enough simply to ask you about how your day's going instead of always talking about themselves. Maybe you've wanted them to really actually care about your feelings instead of make everything about their feelings. You're failing to recognize that you're asking them to do an impossible job given where they're currently at. You have to recognize people for who and what they are. Unhealed humans acting out their unprocessed trauma, pain, and hurt onto you. And most of the time, people are actually doing their best. Kind reminder, you are also acting out unhealed and unconscious parts of yourself, your trauma, and your past. So I think having this understanding can give you compassion to understand that everybody is doing the best that they can given where they're currently at. Maybe you are further along in your healing journey and you are able to recognize things more easily. Don't forget that that person used to be you before you did your healing. So I hope that gives you love and compassion. Now, while we can have love and compassion and while we can become self-aware to where current people currently are at and to where we are at individually, we can also create healthy boundaries. We can also have hard conversations, and we can also let go when we need to let go. I think doing this can really help you to not experience so much consistent patterns of hurt, especially during the holiday season. Really recognize and understand that they are doing the job that they are qualified to do, which is acting out the unhealed trauma and parts of themselves onto you. It isn't to make yourself an emotional punching bag, for these people. It's not that you have to tolerate it, but just having the understanding, the awareness that that's what's happening, you can shift your expectations. You can remove those expectations. You can no longer sign them up for a job that they are unqualified for. You don't always have to cut people out, but most of the time you will have to assign another role to that relationship. You'll have to remove those expectations so that your heart can stop hurting so bad with every single letdown. And instead, allow that one really good friend, that friend that is also working on their healing, that friend that is also working through a lot of their stuff, allow that person that has the ability to hold space and to listen to your needs and to give you, space for your feelings and your emotions, allow them to show up for you and reassign those other roles and those other relationships in your life in a way that doesn't cause so much unnecessary suffering and hurt and pain. I think when you do this, you can really just go back to the fact that we're all human beings having a human experience. And I really think that we are actually souls having a human experience. But we all experience that human thing. And a lot of it comes with hurt and pain and unhealed parts of us and parts that even right now today, you are unconscious to. I am unconscious to. So know that everybody is doing their best. Speak up for yourself. Don't allow people to walk all over you. Set those boundaries with kindness, with love, and with compassion. And just know that the most loving thing that you can do sometimes is to let go, is to remove those expectations, and is to have a compassionate understanding for where somebody else is at in their journey and not trying to rush them past it. Some people are consciously choosing healing. They're consciously choosing something better, but they're still working through a lot of stuff. And you don't have to be that emotional punching bag as they work through that stuff. You can have self-respect and you can honor yourself by setting boundaries and letting go sometimes and whatever that looks like for you. But, the deeper that I've gone on my healing journey, the more that I realize We are all unhealed humans who are acting out these things. And we are all desiring the same thing. We're desiring love and connection and to be seen, to be heard, to feel of value, to feel wanted. We need more love in this world, not more hurt, not more anger, and not more things that cause unnecessary suffering. I believe that we all come from an ultimate place of love. We come from the creator, which is love. So, in order to learn how to really love, we have to go to the source and we have to be open to receive that love for ourselves before we can give it to other people. So, again, I know a lot of you are experiencing just a lot of different emotions during this holiday season, and it can feel really heavy and it can come with a lot of hurt. But I hope now with this conversation, you can look at your current relationships, your current, family members and work environments. You can look at these things with a new perspective to say, is this person really qualified to hold space for me? Is this person really qualified to love me and to show up for my needs in the way that I'm really desiring? And if they're really just not at that point in their journey, there is no judgment, there is no shame. But the wise thing to do would be to demote them from that job position. And maybe that's a negative way to say that. Maybe I shouldn't say it in that way. I don't mean it in a negative way. What I mean by that is stop giving people a job position that they're not even qualified for in this moment. Knowing full well, there are plenty of job positions that you are not qualified for in this moment. So allow people to go through the human experience. Remove expectations from people and situations that continue to bring hurt and emotional suffering to yourself. Protect yourself in that way and allow people who are qualified to show up for you. Even if it isn't the motherly love that you want from your actual mother or from your actual father, right? Maybe it's a different person in your life that God has put and placed inside of your life who can actually fulfill that role for you right now. Allow that person to show up. Be open and be receptive to the beautiful love that is already right there in front of you. If you can do that, then I think that you can walk through this holiday season with maybe a little less emotional suffering this time. And just remember that perspective is everything. You could drag your feet through the holidays. You could drag your feet through these situations, just dreading it like you always have. Or you can readjust your expectations. You can remove them and you can have a new perspective. And you can choose to love people where they're currently at, having your healthy boundaries, having, honor and respect for yourself, but just loving them and understanding that you go through it as well. So demote the people in your life from positions that they are unqualified for. Love them for where they're currently at with your healthy boundaries and walk through this holiday season with perspective and with gratitude of looking for the positive and creating the experience that you wish to have this holiday season. You can at any moment in time recreate the holiday season. So many people have a negative perspective and view on it, but I really think that if you take full ownership and full intentionality to create the experience you wish to have, I do believe that you can have a better experience, even if it's just 1% better. Even if all you change is your perspective towards it, sometimes that's enough to just have a little bit better of an experience, that 1% better. And that 1% better could be everything to you. So how do you want to walk through this holiday season? Decide that, readjust your targets, remove those expectations, be open to receiving love, and have a better holiday season. That's today's message. Thank you guys so much for listening to another Monday message. If this message was helpful for you, please do me a favor and share the love. Share it with a friend. Share it with somebody that you think could really use this message right now. And let's remember to extend love and to be that source of love that we wish to receive. If you'll be that, your life experience will be different. It will be better. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next message.